everybody. My name is Miss Lynn, and I'm a teaching artist for the PACE Art program. I am so happy to be in your classroom again today. I am a movement artist, so that means we're going to use our whole bodies to make our art today. If you're watching this today in your classroom, or if you're watching from home, either way, I want to say welcome. It is great to be connected. Today we're going to learn about measuring, and we're going to use our bodies and our body parts to explore measuring. Did you bring your body with you today? I hope so. We can find out by doing a warm-up. We will wake up our body parts to get them ready for movement art class, and this is something we'll do every time we see each other. Today, we're going to focus on reaching as the way we warm up. What do I mean by reaching? Can you reach one arm up into the air? Yeah, kind of like that, right? Okay, very good. Can you reach one arm towards me? Right? Very good. And can you reach your nose to the side? Okay, great. So now we understand the idea of reaching. So what we're going to do is I'm going to ask you to please stand up, push in your chair, and stand right behind it. This space is going to be called your good, safe spot. So go ahead and do that. Stand up, push your chair in, and stand right behind your chair. You know, a good, safe spot is a place in the room that's not too close to any other person, not too close to a chair, and not too close to anything else hard, like a wall or a cabinet or a shelf or a desk. In most classrooms, your best safe spot is right behind your chair. So, take a moment and see how far you can safely move when you're in this spot, okay? So go ahead and test moving forward just a little, right? Moving backwards just a little bit, okay? Going to one side, let's go to the right first, okay? And to the left, to the other side. Okay, so you want to be careful as you're moving not to get too close to any other person, chair, or thing in your space, okay? So look around, that's your good, safe spot. Okay, now, we always begin any movement in what's called neutral position, all right? Neutral position means standing straight and tall, feet pushing down into the floor, head floating up to the ceiling, shoulders relaxed, and arms hanging naturally at your side. And you should feel tall, strong, relaxed, and ready for anything. All right. Now, we said we were going to use reaching today for our warm-up, right? We're in neutral position, and we're going to start that reaching with different body parts. I'll talk you through it so we can all use the same body parts at the same time. Let's start with our fingertips, okay? I want you to fold your arms up like this and reach just your fingertips toward me. You feel that? Okay, good. Fold them back up. Good. So, we haven't reached very far yet, have we? Let's reach a little bit more. This time, let's reach your elbows toward me, okay? When you reach toward me, let's pretend that you are on stage and I am where your audience would be. So if you reach towards me, that will be called reaching downstage, okay? So, go ahead and reach one elbow downstage. And reach your other elbow downstage. Really reach with those elbows and keep your spine straight, okay? Good. Can you reach your elbows upstage? Let's see. If this is downstage toward the audience, upstage would be the opposite of that, so it would be behind you, all right? So reach your elbows upstage. You got it? All right, good. So let's reach our whole arms this time. all right? First, we're going to reach both arms downstage. Okay, and both arms upstage. And both arms downstage again. All right, and both arms up. All the way up. Very, very good. All right. Let's learn a new one, all right? This time you're going to reach your right arm toward your right. This is called reaching towards stage right, okay? So go ahead and reach stage right. Come over the top and drop that arm gently down. All right, guess what? Guess what this way is going to be called? This way, stage left, okay? So go ahead and reach stage left. Bring that arm up and over the top and gently let it fall. Let's reach with our torso next. Where's your torso? That's the area from your shoulders all the way down to your hips. It includes your belly, your back, your sides, all of this is your torso, okay? So let's reach our torso downstage. Okay, good. And reach your torso carefully upstage. Good. And reach your torso stage right. And reach your whole torso stage left. All right. Very, very good. So now I'm going to ask you to go ahead and reach wherever you want to for a count of 8. Okay? You can reach downstage, or you can reach upstage. You can reach stage right or stage left, whatever you want, okay? So we're gonna have a count of 8. You can follow me or you can make up your own reaches to warm up. Here we go. Reaching 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. We'll come back to neutral position for the count of 8. Great job! All right, let's have a seat so we can reach out with our legs next. Before you sit, pull your chair out a little bit so you have some room in front of you, okay? First thing we're going to do, can you reach both your legs downstage at the same time? You might have to hold on to your chair, right? Both legs reaching downstage. Okay, very good. So, let's do a final stretch by wiggling our body very slowly with no sound, okay? We're gonna wiggle for a count of 8. No sound. Here we go. Try it with me. Wiggling everything slowly. Here we go. 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. Just put your hands on your knees, sit up straight and tall, and that is a great warm-up. So, the words I was using for stage space are called stage directions, okay? These are words that actually get used on stage for every actor or performer who is on stage for a show or a concert or anything like that, okay? Stage directions tell an actor or a dancer where to be. And every part of the stage has a different name, okay? I'll show you what I mean. So if you're right in the middle of the stage, you are called center stage, all right? Now, right now, I'm coming towards you. I am downstage, all right? Downstage is right here. Hello. Okay, back to center stage. Guess what? You guys know what this is called. I'm moving backwards, so I'm upstage. You got it. Okay, back to center stage. So if I go to my right, that is called stage right. Okay, so all the stage directions are from the actor or the performer's point of view. So here I am going stage right. Okay? And if I go the other way, that's actor stage left. I'm actually doing it as if you are the actor. Okay, so this would be you going stage left. Okay, so we're going to use those stage directions a little bit today to help us. And here is a little short video with some history that will help you understand and remember why upstage is upstage and downstage is downstage. Take a look.
To help you remember upstage and downstage, this picture might help. Stages were once built so that the back of the stage was higher in the air. This helped the audience to see the actors because the audience was standing on the ground. So as the actor walked to the back of the stage, he was actually going up higher into the air. In this picture, the female actor is standing downstage and the male actor is standing upstage.
Okay guys, next I'd like you to look at 3 different parts of your body and notice how long these different parts are, okay? So first, I want you to look at your arm and just notice it starts here on your shoulder and goes all the way to what we call your wrist. So just kind of see how long your arm is. Okay, remember that. Now look at just your hand. Okay, your hand goes from your wrist to the edge of your fingers. So notice how long your hand is. Okay, and now I want you to look at your leg. So stretch out one leg and kind of see how long it is. Okay, and put it back down. Which one do you think is the longest? I want you to reach out that longest body part towards me, downstage, so I can see it. Okay, on the count of 3, reach out that longest body part. 1, 2, 3. Did you reach out one leg? Yeah, if so, you're right. Our leg starts at our hip, ends at the ankle, and is longer than your arm or your hand, right? Okay, so I'm noticing that your hip is at the bottom of your torso. So if we're comparing lengths of our different body parts, which is what we're going to do next, we always need to start kind of like we start at 0 when we measure. We're going to always start at the line of our torso to measure, okay? So we know our leg is the longest. Which of those body parts do you think is the shortest? Think it's your arm, your hand, or your leg? So reach out your shortest part. Remember to start it at 0, which is your torso, okay? So reach out that shortest part on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Did you reach out your hand like this? Yeah? If so, you're right. Your hand is your shortest body part. And we're comparing everything, so we have to compare everything by starting at our torso, which is 0. That's why I have my hand like it's growing out of my belly, okay? All right, so let's think about that. You actually, in a way, used your arm, the length of your arm, to figure out which body part was the longest and which body part was the shortest, right? If you hold out your leg and your arm, you can see that your leg is longer than your arm. And if you hold out one hand and your arm, you can see that the hand is shorter than your arm, right? So by looking at that comparison, that's how we know that your hand is shorter and your leg is longer. Okay, now, what if we said that one of our hands was called our unit? What is a unit or a unit of measurement? A unit is any measurement that there is one of. So, let's see. If our hand is 1 unit, can we use that to measure other things? Well, yeah, we can use it to measure lots of things. So, let's use one hand to measure our other hand, okay? figure out the hand measurement. So I'm going to say your unit of measurement is the width across your hand. So from outside of thumb to outside of pinky. Okay, that is one hand. Okay, and here we're going to measure this hand with our hand unit. Okay, so we're going to measure the length of this hand with our unit. So here we go. I'm going to set up my hand coming out of my torso because my torso is the 0. I'll do it sideways so you can see. And I'm going to use the width of my hand to measure. So I got to start it at 0. So here's one hand, right? Or actually I'll do it like this. Here's one hand. And if you flip it, how many hands is that? 2, right? So your unit of hand, 1, 2. So the length of one hand is like 2 units of this hand. I hope that makes sense to you. Go ahead and try it for yourself. So have your hand come out of your belly. So we have 0. And we're going to measure how long it is using our hand. So start it like this. 1, 2. There you go. All right. So did you know that people used to use this exact unit of measurement, the hand, to measure how tall a horse was? It's absolutely true, okay? People today still use that word. They say, oh, my horse is 14 hands high or 15 hands high. They've decided that a hand is now equal to 4 inches because they want all the horses to be measured the same. But when we first started measuring, people literally put their hands up the horse to figure out how many hands high he was, okay? I can probably show you by measuring a chair. So right here, pretend this was your horse. They would have 1 hand, 2 hands, 3 hands, 4 hands. So my chair would be about 5 hands high. If this were my horse, right? We would know how tall he was. Okay. I wonder what else we could measure. Let's use our unit, our hand, to measure one whole arm, okay? Gosh, I wonder how many hands an arm would be. I gotta think about that. So our arm, again, we're starting from 0, which is our torso, and your shoulder is at the top of your torso, so we're gonna measure from your shoulder down to your wrist. Yeah? Shoulder down to wrist. Okay, now, this is a little trickier, right? Because you can't just keep flipping your hand. We can't do that, right? If you were measuring with a marker, if this were your unit of measurement, you could start at your shoulder and really just flip. So that's 2, 3, 4, okay? And I could measure using a marker or a crayon by flipping, but we can't do that with our hands. So this is what we're gonna do. You can start at your shoulder, and then you're gonna have to carefully move your thumb where your pinky was and sort of walk down your arm that way, okay? So let's try it together. So start at your shoulder. We're gonna walk down. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4. You're doing this with me, right? 5, 6, and 7. My arm is 7 hands long. Yours might be a different length, right? A lot of people have sort of different lengths of their arms and other body parts. So hold up your fingers and show me how many hands long your arm was. Ready? Show me. Mine was 7, right? Mine was 7. Okay, so let's write this down, okay? You can either write it just pencil and paper, or if you have a little whiteboard that you like to write on, you can do that as well. I'm gonna write it on my whiteboard, okay? So I'm gonna write it like this. Let's see. 1 arm equals 7 hands. Okay? So 1 arm equals 7 hands. So you go ahead and write down how long your arm was in terms of hands, okay? So you might have 1 arm equals 6 hands, or 1 arm equals 8 hands. Whatever your number was, write it down. Okay, let's do our leg next. We can start with a guess, okay? A guess about length is called an estimate. You can write your guess or your estimate on that same piece of paper or on your whiteboard, okay? So look at your leg and estimate or guess how many hands long do you think your leg is? I'm gonna guess, well, I'll write it down. You write yours down, okay? And we'll write it like this. Let's write, let's make it a complete sentence, okay? I estimate my leg is, I'm going to guess it's 11. I don't know. 11 hands long. Okay? That is my estimate. So you go ahead and write your estimate down for how long you think your leg is in terms of hands. Okay? Do that. Okay, you got it? Ooh, I wonder if we're going to be right or wrong. It's just fun to find out. So, time to measure. So, again, we're going to start, because our torso is 0, we're going to start right at our torso. And I know that I can't reach all the way down to my ankle, so I'm going to leave my leg folded and go around like this to measure, okay? What's great about measuring our leg is that we can use both hands, okay? So let's start right here at 0. Put your first hand on. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4. You're measuring with me, right? I'm going to hold my leg out. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, mine is almost 10. Mine is almost 10. What was yours? Hold up your fingers. Okay, so some were 9, some were 10, some were 11. That's cool. So figure out if your estimate was right or not, and then write how long your leg really was. All right, so I'm going to write my leg, right, equals 10 hands, like that. All right, so my leg equals 10 hands. So you go ahead and please write how long your leg was in terms of hands. So now that we know about units of measurement, let's make a dance where we use some units to figure out our movement. Go ahead and find your good safe spot. So stand up and stand right behind your chair. And let's just use a regular step as our measurement here. Okay. So what if we begin our dance center stage, right behind your chair, and we use our unit to go 1 unit stage right, like this. 1 unit. Okay? And then we could go 2 units stage right. 1, 2. All right? Let's just do that much. So start center stage right behind your chair. We'll go 1 unit and then 2 units. Okay? And let's go back stage left. So here we go. 1 and 2 units. All right? One more time this way. We got 1 unit, 1, 2 units, and maybe we'll go back 3 units like this. 1, 2, 3. All right? And that'll be like our pattern. And then on top of that, we'll add some rhythm and some other stuff. You know, and we don't have to just step, right? We can hop to go for our unit, or we can turn and we can walk to go our unit? Okay, we'll go stage right first. Here we go. 1 and 1 and 2. 1 and 1 and 2. 1 and 1 and 2. 1, 2, 3, pause. That's our rhythm, okay? Now let's make it more fun. So we'll use that same pattern, starting center stage, going stage right, coming back stage left. This time let's do it with a hop and we can add some arms, okay? So we'll do it, remember each time we're going, we're doing a different number of units, okay? So here we go. And 1, and 1, and 2. Let's go back this way, hopping. And 1, we'll do 2. And 1, and 2. Go back this way. And 1, and 1, and 2. And this will be our last one. We'll go 3 this way. And 1, and 2, and 3, pose. Okay, so that last little beat will be a pose of your choice, okay? You might pose something downstage, you might pose something upstage, whatever you want to do. All right, ready? Last time. This will be our really fun one, okay? You can add arms, you can add hips, anything you want in there, okay? You can walk it if you want, okay? I think I'm gonna walk this one. You can do whatever you want. So, first 1 unit and then 2. Here we go. 1 and 1 and 2. 1 and 1 and 2. 1 and 1 and 2. 1, 2, 3, pose. Yeah! Did you do it with me? I sure hope so. Take a bow. Give yourself some applause. And look, if you want to do it more than that, you can just replay this part over and over, because even though this dance is really simple and it only uses 1 unit, 2 units, and 3 units, it can be really fun, okay, depending on what you add on top of it. All right, good using your units to make a dance. Well, now you know a little bit more about how to measure using a unit, right? What was the very first unit we used? How did we measure our arm and our leg? We used the width of our hand, right? You can measure anything at all with that unit, and that lets you compare it to something else. Maybe when you go home tonight, you can measure your cat's tail, right? If he'll let you, with your hands, or you can measure the length here. The length of a table, just like this, right? 1 hand next to the other, measure that, and then you compare it, and you would know if it was longer or shorter than your arm or your leg. When you do it, when you do your measuring, you can tell your family that you know how to measure things with units. And not only can you measure things in your house or your body with your units, but that horses used to be measured with these same hand units too. All right, guys, let's just focus on our breath to end class. If you would, sit in your chair nice and tall, feet on the floor in front of you, hands on your knees. Don't lean back in your chair, but keep yourself tall by using your belly muscles, okay? Your breathing should be calm and quiet. So close your eyes and just do this with me, okay? Breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth. In through your nose, out through your mouth. In through your nose one more time, out through your mouth. Last time. You can have eyes closed. In through your nose, out through your mouth. And you can slowly open your eyes. You know, you can do this anytime at all that you feel like you might need to calm down a little. If you find yourself all stressed out about something or getting really angry or upset, you can take a moment to breathe or even to stretch to calm yourself down so you can think. This is called self-management or self-regulation. It's like you are your own manager and you can tell yourself to take a few breaths or to stretch whenever you find that you need it. Breathing and stretching can really help you get a handle on your feelings rather than letting your feelings get a handle on you. If you want, you can remember just how long your arm is or just how long your leg was when we measured, and you can stretch that arm or leg as long as you can. You can even tell yourself, my arm is 7 hands long. And you can just use that to take a little mind break. After you run a long time, your heart starts beating really fast and you have trouble breathing, and you take a break so your body can calm down and you can catch your breath, right? Well, the same thing happens when our emotions run high for a long time. If we're really upset and we can't focus and we're blah, 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 well, we kind of get all stirred up and we can't quite calm down. So when that happens, we stop being able to think well. And sometimes we have to take a break from all that emotion so our mind can calm down. So feel free to use your breathing or your stretching to have a mind break and calm down. Thank you so much for joining me today. Again, I'm Miss Lynne, and it was great to have you in movement art class today. I wish you a great rest of your day, and I can't wait to see you next time so we can try some new ideas together. Bye-bye, everybody.